I'm back for part 3 of this How I'm Feeling series, and trying to educate others on how anxiety and depression and autism and how all of that can make me feel, and to know how to understand, accept, and respect. But I think uh, I'm still gonna share more things that my counselor told me. Uh, she told me that depression is like energy saving mode. Like after having a bunch of stress, kind of like a lot of that anxiety and hard stuff or whatever, that what I talked about in part 1 and part 2, that can switch over to depression because of a lot of stress, and I feel it has. And uh uh then the brain shuts things down, and there's certain chemicals, I think it's dopamine or serotonin, decrease because the brain is like energy saving mode because of all of the stress or anxiety or whatever it is. Uh, that's why I have fatigue. That's why I have low motivation, because since the brain's like I think she exampled it as an analogy to help understand, like kind of like how everyone turns off the lights in the house, most of the lights, so we don't waste electricity. Like that's saving electricity. Now during depression, after all of the anxiety or stress in there, whatever's going on, it's an energy saving mode because of, I guess she might have put in there that somehow, so it doesn't damage my brain, my depression is an energy saving mode by shutting things down, and that's why it shuts down things like activity, why I, excuse me, might not be doing as much as I want to do, or not doing as much as other people want to do, excuse me. Well, that's why I may not be exercising as much as we want or prefer, because if I'm in energy saving mode because of a long persistent anxiety, and then I got, the more I have a lot of anxiety, then I'm going to have a lot of depression, because my body's just trying to, I guess, regulate or stabilize itself or not damage itself. Because if I, like, even though we think that depression could be a bad thing, well, it can have annoying symptoms, or but inside my body is doing things, body and mind is doing things that could protect me, because who knows what could happen to my brain if I didn't go in energy saving mode. But uh because when this happens, it kind of limits or limits, stops, or really limits all positivity, all real stuff. Like, I'm sure it really messes up the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus, and the amygdala is always high. And uh um auto tune. And it's not funny, I just got excited because that's what I do. It's like autism thing. Okay, oh, so with that, don't get mad at me or don't call me lazy because depression is not laziness. It's just a way of saving energy or our brain protecting itself or something. So don't get upset if I'm not as active as you want me to be because I wish I could be more, but I'm just doing what I can and the rest I'm just taking it easy and resting because I don't want to damage myself. Because I know that if I force myself to do something, if my body isn't ready to do it and mind isn't ready to do it quite yet, I get anxious. So that's why you all need to stop telling me and pushing me to go do something because I do something when I can. Like what I explained and showed you in part 1. Go back and look. Cuz I'm not going to stop doing those things. I'm still going to knit. I'm still going to crochet. I'm still going to swim at the heights. I'm still going to be a little social. I'm still going to color. I'm still going to sew. I'm still going to use my breaker boxes. I'm still going to do puzzles. Like, I'm still going to do those things. It's just may not be as much as you want to see it or not as much as I wish to do it, but we do need to keep in mind that I need to take care of me. And yes, part of it is doing something, which I do. I'm not going to sit here and do nothing and drive myself nuts. So whoever's thinking that needs to think again. Because no person is just going to sit there and do nothing. Like, come on, I find things to do. And plus, I'm not sleeping 24/7. I'm relaxing a lot. Most of the time, I'm relaxing and taking it easy, watching videos, playing games, being a little social, or texting, or that is being social, or looking on social media, or doing smaller hobbies here and there, like put a couple pieces in the puzzle and then leave, or knit a row, or just sew one thing, or color one page or part of a page, or start painting a picture. And it's just, I'm trying my best. It may not be as much as we want, but we got no room to judge, no room to criticize, because that don't do any good. Because I shouldn't judge and criticize myself, so you shouldn't judge and criticize me. I'm not pointing fingers, I'm just saying generally speaking. So, I'm only going to be around the ones who will not judge and criticize me, but will accept, respect, and understand what I feel I need to do. Because we can't force me to do anything, and I'm not doing anything wrong. It's not wrong, it's not illegal, it's not dangerous or whatever for me to do what I'm doing. Staying home, taking it easy, playing games, watching videos, resting, doing a hobby here and there for a short time. It's what I can do. I mean, you want to accept it or you don't. Whether you want to accept it or be in my life, or you don't want to accept it and not be in my life. I mean, like, I hope that enough people will stay for me. I mean, like, and follow my mental health needs and special needs with this. Because I don't want to feel like that everyone's going to leave me and then I'm all on my own. Well, no, they're not leaving me. I'm leaving the ones that are not nice to me. But then I don't want to feel like I'm leaving everyone I got. Because someone's got to change so I don't lose a chance. Just, I gotta have enough people that will be nice to me and not push me. Because it's not good for my mental health. Because too much of a good thing is a bad thing. And then don't spin that back on me about what I'm doing. You want to be like that? I guess we'll just stop talking. But the ones who will just accept that, just please. Because I know, yes, there's ways to manage depression and help it, but I'm doing my best taking medicine and and coping skills that I said I do my best on. And I pray about my mental health and have others pray for me. That's about all I can really do for it is pray best on coping skills and medicine. That's really all I can do for depression. And anxiety, that's about the same thing too. All I can do is my best on coping skills, pray, and medicine. And then try my best to be positive. That's why I'm doing those gratitude apps, which I need to hurry up and get all of this explained and not make the video too long this time. I want to finish it in 3 parts because I am going to have a hard time transitioning because I have that issue with autism. And so I have things to do like Duolingo, gratitude apps and stuff. I want to do it before midnight. So excuse me. So if we got the idea on depression, that's why I am how I am. It's not me being lazy, it's how my brain functions because I have these things. And I'm doing all I can to just manage that, like I said. So please believe me, because I always tell the truth. I don't like lying. So like I showed you the things in that first part that of this video that I did, so that should be it. And I'm still gonna do that here and there. I'm not gonna stop because I don't want to be bored out of my mind. Like it's just I'm not gonna do that to myself, because even when I went to the mental hospital, I was only willing to be there for how long I needed to be there for whatever I needed help with. And when I got better, since there was limited activity that we were allowed to do there, I started to get homesick and anxious to do things. So don't worry about me just completely doing nothing, because I can say some positive things that are in what I'm doing. Watching video for entertainment, as long as I can find an interesting or positive one. Looking on social media, if I can find something positive. Yeah. And social, if I find the right person to talk to. And playing a game, good for the mind. And that's what I probably do most of the time. And sleeping and resting, good for my mind and body too, especially with all this. I need it. So it's the science, I need it. Don't judge me for not doing enough or that I should be doing this instead of this. Just, I'm doing what I can, accept it, and just don't judge me or criticize me if I don't do what you want. Because what you want is probably not what my mind and body says I need to do. Because I know what I need to do. I'm not completely neglecting myself. I may be limited on my hygiene, like I'm now due for a shower, because I only feel able to do it once a week. That's probably because of the depression, energy saving, not laziness, it's energy saving because of after all the anxiety, and then those things are still present, so I still have it, but I'm managing it the best I can. That's why I shower once a week, but I'm still doing it. It's not like I'm never showering again. So just trying the best I can. So just be happy with that. All I care about is that I'm still alive and safe and healthy enough. That's all I care about. I mean, I don't care about these other things that people tell me. I'll do it when I'm ready, and I'll do it as little or how much as I feel I'm able to. But other than that, I'm just focusing on me and taking it easy. There's a lot that why I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's helping me because it's making me feel less anxious. I know how to take care of myself. I'm smart. People with autism are actually smarter than people who don't have it. So trust me, I'm smart. I know how to take care of myself. And I'm doing the best I can. So, the reason all of this happens is because since my brain, is under a lot of strain, and the reason it goes in energy saving mode is to protect our brain because it's under a lot of strain. So that is why I seem to be low, laid back, and stuff like that. And my depression makes me feel low energy. Maybe it can make me have a hard time feeling loved. It can, I have difficulty getting started on things like today. I was wanting to do some stuff and it took me longer to get started, or it's hard to get started. Like I have to more like force it or like slowly wean into it, or if I'm really not feeling like I can do it, then I just do what I can do. But it's just, that's just how my brain is. It's just loss of interest I've had too, where I don't feel as interested in doing something that I would normally be interested in. And something like that. Also, this is a sensitive topic, and I'm gonna try to word it in the best way that I can, just so it doesn't sound inappropriate. So don't flag my video for this. But, well, my depression made me struggle with the S word, and because my depression made me not want to be alive anymore, but I learned why suicidal thoughts and attempts occur. It's because we do not want to die, we just want relief because we have limited resources and to work with in our brain when it's under a lot of strain and stress and pain and emotional pain and all of that. We in problem solving is not seeming to work right, then we seem to want to end the problem or something, and that makes us think that passing away is ending it, even if we could find a way still alive to end it. Like I'm trying my best to find things to be more happier and peaceful while I'm alive. Because technically, I do not want to pass away. I just want to be happy and peaceful. So, don't flag my video on this because I'm not encouraging anything. Because with that being said, I think we should have access to as many resources to make us feel better as possible so that these thoughts don't come up. That's what I'm trying to do, is to not let that happen anymore. So I just hope that this was fine to say. I just felt like I needed to say it to help people learn about me or anyone. But I'm also trying to be appropriate still by saying it, just so it doesn't get flagged. But also, what would still also help it not get flagged is I'm not feeling that way now. So, no worries. What stops me from doing this is I stay away from triggers. I take medicine and I do my best on my coping skills. So that's what's keeping me away from doing these things. And I pray. So I know that God will make sure things work out for me so that I can stay alive and be happy and peaceful and that things will work out for me. So I make sure to put myself where I feel comfortable so that I don't get triggered to do this because I want to find other ways, healthier ways to to deal with this issue than to do that. So just hopefully I'm saying this in a positive way and not in a negative because I know there's like rules on this topic and I just hope that I'm not crossing any boundaries there, but I don't think I did. It only crossed a boundary or something whenever I was struggling with it, actually struggling with it, then posted it online. I guess that's when it became an issue because Facebook can't help me with that, and no one else wants to know about that, or no one, not many people need to know about that. So, and it's just too negative. So, but that's all I'm gonna say about this in this, because I don't want to spend too much time on this. I just wanted to share what I learned about it and why it happened, and that we could stop it from happening. So, more about anxiety, the amygdala, and threat amplifier. Like when we're under a lot of stress and then get these intrusive thoughts or worries, it can make us feel threatened, like we're in physical danger, even if we're not. And then we're always in that active cycle of protection mode and all of that, um and we're always on high alert, and that's what I feel like is happening to me, because it is happening. Because then I get these intrusive thoughts a lot. Like, there's a lot that happens. So, and then it all can mix with autism, making it more sensitive. And autism can be more sensitive to feeling like something's a threat even when it's not. Like if I'm anxious or scared or worried about something. Like, like, just anything that we could get anxious about. Like, even if I get anxious about bad things happening to me and I still feel like it's a threat even if it's never gonna happen because there's no reason for it to. Or I have protection. So then it's just that cycle of constant anxiety and that looping pattern. And my autism might have something to do with it too, because autism's about routine, repetition, detail, sensory, all of that can be playing into my cycling intrusive thoughts, because then it kicks into my hippocampus, time and memory, and then it makes it harder on my prefrontal cortex to like be logical or in the moment or something. Uh, uh, so that's probably why my anxiety seems worse than someone who doesn't have autism. I mean, I know other people do have anxiety really bad, but theirs is more like situational, or like they're actually going through stuff that would cause valid or not wait, not valid but realistic intrusive thoughts. Like mom, for example, she may get intrusive thoughts because something is actually happening. She might get intrusive thoughts about what if this happens because of this, but that's because she's actually doing something or going through something. My anxiety is more like someone told me something, or I just get anxious about bad things happening because someone might have told me this, or I learn and fear about this, and then even if I know it's not gonna happen to me, I keep looping and looping and looping. Like I keep getting afraid that I have thoughts about people being hard on me because, like I've mentioned before, and then I have thoughts of law enforcement being hard on people with mental health and autism when that's probably not likely, or they're better at dealing with it, or or they're rarely even around it in that situation, only if we had to go to the hospital, but then they won't really do anything bad to us. But I guess I just get anxious about other things, so with all that, that's why I stay at home, just to feel safe. I can still do things here, which I have. But that's just how my anxiety can differ from someone without autism, is because I hold on to memory, detail, and time, and all of that, and repetition and routine. That's why these looping thoughts keep coming up and over and over and over. Like someone else that doesn't have autism, that has anxiety, like mom has it, but hers is more of something is actually happening and she gets anxious because she's trying to problem solve or something, and she may get intrusive thoughts in that moment. Like for example, if she is working, and if it's harder task, and if she has a deadline, and let's say she has a lot to do, she may get anxious, but then she might get an intrusive thought, what if I don't get this done on time, or something like that. Like that's more like regular anxiety instead of autistic anxiety. Mine is just looping intrusive thoughts that have been going on for years and years, all because of things that have happened not being understood. And my anxiety is different functioning than someone without autism is, because of just it all, like it's just different. And then I feel threatened every time those intrusive thoughts come up, the ones that I have. And I'm more sensitive to the threat because of how I just said my brain functions. Like like in someone else's situation, like what I just described for someone else, there may be a small threat there, but then everything will work out. So then, and everything works out for me too. And that's why I struggle to realize that nothing bad is going to happen to me. But then that prefrontal cortex is low. So that part I have to keep reminding myself. And that's why I do those grounding thoughts that I learned from counseling. Like, because I have to, like, force a thought to remember that it's not going to happen to me. Because I can force thoughts. I can force myself to think about a fart or a breaker box right here. Breaker. Okay, yeah. but but yeah, all of this going on, I learned that it pulls blood flow away from the prefrontal cortex, which makes thinking rigid and narrow. Like I'm dealing with. I feel like I am thinking rigid and narrow, or I just have a hard time to have more flexible thinking or something. Excuse me. But but it's weird how this all works, but I'm trying my best and doing what I can, and with all of that, um the way we're thinking about if we have a hard time to stop thinking negative, it's because of the rigid and narrow thinking patterns like I struggle with. And then it's because our brain is trying to operate on limited resources, and because this area is lower and the blood flow is pulled from it, it's just harder to get it back in like order or something. And I know that we can say that exercise will help, but like I just said about the depression part, energy saving mode, and why it does what it does with that, it's hard for me to exercise all the time. So don't bug me on that. I do it when I can. I just wanted to say that. Because, see, I got an intrusive thought. Because someone that I know keeps trying to force me and talk me in and make me feel bad if I don't exercise, and then try to force me and talk me into doing it when I struggle. So I'm not around them anymore. I'll just exercise when I can. I'm doing all I can, and I'm trying to prioritize, because I see a priority like over like resting, taking it easy, more on exercising, like over like I'm just not too worried. I'll just exercise when I feel like I'm able to. But I'm not worried about doing it over and over again like people usually do, because, like I just explained, my brain science and all that, I need to just take it easy and not force myself until I feel ready. So, yeah, that's that. And also, a lot of chronic stress and the high amygdala can weaken the hippocampus, and it can make it sound like that time and memory things that happened in the past are gonna still happen, or it might still be happening because of emotional pain and all of that. And then when our logic is down, and I don't know, it's just hard to focus, and everything's just overwhelmed. uh so it makes it hard to realize that things are in the past. Oh yeah, that's why I can't get over what I had to go through with a certain person being hard on me about my autism, anxiety, and depression and fatigue. And I struggle to get over that because of this. And because autism makes it more sensitive, and I hold on to detail and memory, and I'm on this repetition routine because that's how my brain functions and works. So it's just, I don't know, it's just really hard. And I learned that neurochemistry, that low serotonin reduces emotional regulation and impulse control, and low dopamine reduces motivation, hope, and reward anticipation, and high cortisol keeps the brain in a sustained threat state. Together, this creates a biological storm, not a character flaw. That's what my counselor wrote for me in this thing. So hopefully everyone gets the idea that none of this is my fault, and that I'm trying the best I can, and mistakes are going to happen, and no one's allowed to judge or criticize me for it, because it's not nice to do that. It's like only God can judge me. but he'll do a nice judgment. 'Cause he wouldn't do a mean one. So, yeah. What I learned about the suicidal part is when pain is intense, prolonged, or feels inescapable, the brain generates or could generate the thought, if I can't fix the pain, I can end it. This is not a desire for death, it's the brain's attempt to solve suffering with limited resources. It's like when a computer overheats, it doesn't mean it's broken, it shuts down programs to protect itself. Suicidal thoughts are a signal of overload and not failure. So, this just means we gotta find what is gonna help us here so that we don't have to deal with those kind of thoughts. But I already talked about that. But I'm not trying to be inappropriate with this, so hopefully this doesn't get flagged, but I don't think it would, because for what type of video this is and the way I'm trying to explain it, I don't think it would be an issue. Or maybe at the beginning of the video I can put something like trigger warning. Then that would like get someone to decide if they feel comfortable watching it or not. I don't want to trigger anyone because I don't like it when they do that to me. I'm going to read off what my counselor wrote about autism in the brain. I'm sure it's fine that I still read off what she wrote, because I'm at least saying that it came from her. And so when it says autism is not a disorder of intelligence or emotion, it's a difference in how the brain processes information, sensory input, emotions, and social data. Autistic brains are often highly perceptive, pattern oriented, and detailed focus. The stress usually comes from chronic mismatch between the brain and the environment, not from autism itself. Big picture, autism affects how intensely the brain receives information, how much energy it takes to process everyday experiences, how the nervous system responds to unpredictability and change. Like I I think I might struggle with that. Amygdala threat and intensity. Amygdala may respond more strongly to sensory, emotional, or social stimuli. Neutral situations can register as uncertain or threatening. Social ambiguity requires more processing. This can feel like being on edge. Strong emotional reactions to small things, heightened startle, or sensory overwhelm. The brain is not overreacting, it's taking in more data at once. Prefrontal cortex, effort and fatigue. The prefrontal cortex often works very hard. More conscious effort is required for social navigation, task switching, and emotional regulation. This can feel like needing more time to think, feeling drained after social interaction, difficulty changing plans, or being fried after a normal day. The brain is doing more work per task. Hippocampus, memory and patterning. Autistic brains often have strong pattern recognition and detailed memory. Stress can interfere with contextual flexibility. This can feel like holding on to unresolved interactions or remembering confusing or painful experiences vividly. This is why I'm not able to fully get away from someone being hard on me. And, excuse me, just that last thing I said is because of that. Everything else is kind of defines on how autism affects me or anyone. Sensory processing and nervous system. Autistic nervous systems often have a higher baseline arousal and slower return to calm after stimulation. Regulation takes more recovery time, not more willpower. That's what I feel like could happen with me. I'm sure it does in a way. Now, autism and anxiety, when autism and anxiety overlap, uncertainty becomes especially distressing. Anxiety often develops because the brain learns the world is unpredictable and overwhelming, not because of autism itself. Autism and depression, long-term masking and constant effort can lead to burnout. Depression and autism often looks like shutdown, loss of energy, and loss of access to interest. This reflects neurological exhaustion, not a lack of desire. This is what I feel like what's happening to me. This is why others need to stop forcing me and talking me into doing stuff, because all this right here, I hope that I get better understood by this. Autism, anxiety, depression together. This combination often follows a pattern, predictable pattern, intense processing, chronic adaptation, nervous system activation, and eventual depletion. This is not a failure, it's biology. So all of that is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, why I'm functioning the way I'm functioning, and why I am the way I am, even if you don't think it's very healthy, but it is healthy in a way, because sometimes we just need to take it easy. We don't want to overuse anything. Just like we don't want to overuse like anything, like, because it's just gonna wear it out and damage it over time. Just like you all think that I shouldn't trip breakers on purpose because you think it's gonna wear out the system and damage it. Well, that is exactly why I am not forcing myself to do anything. I'm using an analogy, not basing it off of that. So that is similar to get you to understand that I'm not going to overuse my mind or my body. So I'm not going to force myself to do something if it's going to backfire, make me anxious, if I don't feel like it's doing what someone said it's going to do, because of how all of this science is and what is going on inside me. You can't see it, but you guys also know I'm not a liar, and this is not something people would lie about. Because I got told from one of my professionals, because I asked about this and I wanted to know what's going on, then we can use it to help me, and then I can get others to understand me and to stop being so damn pushy even though they think it's gonna help. Because all of this, what I said, is what is going on with me. I'm not doing anything wrong. Just because I'm not doing things as much as I should does not mean that I'm doing something wrong. Because things are not perfect. I'm not going to ever be perfectly healthy. No one is until Jesus comes back. Then everything will be all fine again. But until then, I'm still gonna have flaws, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. And if I'm not able to do something at the moment, I'm not able to do it, or if I'm not able to do exactly what was suggested, but I do something different that I feel works better for me, then go with it. Because I'm not going to deal with any judgment or criticism by anyone. So this wraps up this 3-part lecture of how I'm doing. So I hope I'm not being boring with this, but it shouldn't be. Because I think if others really care enough to know how I'm doing and want to help me, then they can just listen to these videos I just made. Because I just think that others need to learn and see, and maybe I just need to make these videos to show everyone that I am doing the best I can, that I'm not just being whatever. So I hope that this helped learn. I'm learning how to do my best with my mental health. Now you guys gotta learn how to be patient with me and not pushy. Because I am doing my best, and the more I get pushed on and nudged on, and even though you think it's helping me, it's not, because I will ask if I need advice. Like, don't force advice on me, because the way my brain takes it is a threat, because I feel like I have a hard time keeping up with it, and then it makes me panic. And then that's not good. So please don't trigger me, because it's just not worth it. Because just if you want to help, the only thing you can really do to help most of the time is just be there for me, a listening ear, a pray for me, accept, respect, and understand what I am able to do, and to not force me to do anything, even if it's healthy, because I'm doing my best. So, with that, that's how I will need help. I just told you so you couldn't be confused. I just said just now how I need help is just be there for me, listening ear. Don't talk me into doing stuff. Don't overload me with advice. Just don't give it to me unless I ask for it. But I need to ask first. I know it's good to be generous, but with this kind of thing, it's very sensitive. So that's why I said ask before you give advice, because, or maybe just don't do it at all. Well, no, I have to ask for advice. No, 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 wait, I gotta get this straight. I'm getting tired. There's a lot of talking. So if something needs to happen, I need to be the one to ask for advice, and then I need to say how I want someone to do it. But don't do it unless I say it's okay in that moment. Other than then, just accept, respect, and understand me. Just be laid back, because I'm not doing anything wrong. So yeah, no need to get on my case for that. But just, I don't know. I don't want to keep repeating myself. I just get overwhelmed and overstimulated when people keep pressuring me like that, because I would think that everyone would know by now that suggesting those things is just going to cause anxiety. So, maybe if someone wants me to get out of the house more, then someone needs to be available to hang out with me more, like who I feel comfortable with, not just anyone. But I'm not going out alone because of how my anxiety and autism affects me and how my depression affects me, like I just said and explained. And no, it's not an excuse, it's a real struggle. So please don't be dumb and say it's an excuse. That this thing is not an excuse. So it's not possible to use this as an excuse. It isn't. Some things are just not possible. Just like it's not possible for this breaker box to talk. It's not possible for anyone to use anxiety, depression, autism as an excuse. Just like a talking breaker box is not possible. So, I hope you learned it. And please take what you learned and act on it. Because I'm also sick of people saying that they understand me and then they don't act like it. Or I'm sick of others saying they just know and they don't. Or saying that something was an accident and it's not. Like, just, I know, I'm smart. I pay attention to detail. I'm more into sensory detail, just like I just said about autism. This is how I know. And that's how I know that dad and stepdad are not nice people, because I pay attention to detail and I focus highly on detail and sensory and memory and all of that and routine and all of that. All of that. People in my family that don't have autism will not get it that dad and stepdad are not the nicest people because they don't have autism and smart enough to pay attention to detail and time and memory and all of this. And plus with and plus with having autism, my brain really cannot seem to let go of the pain and hard times that I had with people being hard on me about everything. That's not my fault, because I don't do anything wrong. I'm not a bad person. I'm not naughty. I've always been a sweet young lady. And I never deserved to be treated like this. Someone doesn't like my autism, anxiety, and depression, just leave. Don't want to understand it? Just leave. Keep saying things to trigger me? Just leave. Don't know how to help me? Just leave. It's plain simple. Just sick of toxic people. Just want to be happy. Oh. And so, yeah. And I know that my family knows that dad and stepdad have not been nice to me. But then my family doesn't have autism, so they don't pay attention to this highly focused, detail, and pattern oriented like I do, and highly perceptive like I do, because that's how my autism is. That's how I know that Dad and Ryan are not nice people. They aren't a bad guy, but they're not nice people. Just, it's not good to be with not nice people. It's not good for the mental health. It's kind of hard for me to understand why Mom still wants to be with them whenever she has anxiety. Not good for her mental health, and she's still pushing it. But that's fine, that's her choice. I'm out of it now. If she wants to be with a not nice person, fine, go do it. But I'm not a part of it anymore. I'm out. So, that's it. That's what I gotta say about everything that I have to deal with or had to deal with. I'm just trying to educate everyone and inform everyone about things like this. It's just really hard. Just pray for me if you're a Christian, please.